Feeling confused about the crafting system? Well, so is everyone. Majority of people end up just pushing this off until they absolutely have to, but today I want to just show you how easy it is to actually really give your equipment and your character real strength. Now, between store-bought and crafted equipment, it's almost night and day. So I'm going to show you how you're going to increase the quality so you can have more crests on your weapons and gear, and then also the enhancement system where when we fully max it out to 4-star, we can actually put a limit break on our weapons, boosting the power significantly. On my High Scepter, I ended up choosing maxed out attack with blow power for my limit break, really significantly boosting that level 100 weapon to even further heights. Now, there's 3 different currency. You can use Rift Points, Gold Gems, or the custom tickets. I highly recommend the Rift tickets, but I have yet to really mess with the Golden Gems. So, on my other character, this is a fresh account where I have not unlocked the limit break. I'm going to run through the quest. It's very simple. A lot of it is just warping around and talking to people. So, I have to go back to the audience room, talk with Joseph. I have to talk with him again, and then I have to go back to the crafting room. Very fast, very easy quest, but it is not on your adventuring log. So, be warned, you actually have to go out and do it, and there's nothing to actually tell you, hey, you need to unlock limit break. Now, Craig gives you a weapon that you can play around with. It's already maxed out enchanted 4 stars, so if you want to, you can play around with the enhancement system, the limit break system, but I do not recommend using this weapon because it is absolutely trash. Now, as you can see, maximum reward is 1 to 100, but I've never seen 100. As a new player, you're going to rely on support pawns for your enhancement. And to narrow down the search, you really want to only use one class, one job, and then narrow down the level to only 1 level. This way, instead of getting 25, like I'm about to show you, you can actually get it down to, let's say, only 6 pages, limiting your options, which you could see, but you get to see a varied amount of different pawns to choose from. Now, pawn skills, definitely number 1 and number 2 are almost equally as important. Enhancement and quality are really good. Cost is really good for early game, and quality, consumable, like quantity, is almost non-existent. I almost never use it. And same thing with production speed on this server. Everything is instant. Production speed is not needed. So, I would highly recommend leveling your pawns, probably with the top 3, and make sure to only focus in on these skills. So if one is enhancement, you only go into enhancement. If one is quality, you only go into quality. Same thing with cost performance. Now, to enhance our items quality, we need these rock stones over at the shop. Super simple, easy to buy, a little expensive in the beginning, but don't worry. Now, let's make our weapons and a piece of armor, and we're going to max out the quality on it. Now, don't worry if you don't get max quality right away. You can always go back and redo the quality again with the stone. And it's just a numbers game. It might cost you a little bit of money, but definitely worth having 3 plus 3 because you get max 4 crests on your weapon, and the same thing with the with your armor pieces as well. So even here, I only used Lily. She had 11% chance, and I ended up sniping that +3. Now we're going to enhance our equipment, the same thing like we did with quality. We're going to select our equipment, grab our pawn, and then grab our support pawns to help boost it up. Now, the more enhancement, the more points you're going to get, so you're just going to level up faster. That's all. Usually need some items to enchant it, so prepare for that. But basically, just like your character, you're going to level up your weapons, and once you have +4, we can now limit break these. So, let's get our weapon to +4, and let's get our armor to +4. So now with our armor almost 4-star, we're going to leave our pieces of equipment alone. They are fully prepared for us to enhance them. I want to show you all the locations for all the crests that are in the game. Now the Pawn Chapel is the early game place where you can get crests. Red is going to be for weapons, blue is going to be for armor. Not too bad, but I highly recommend for maybe your weapons, definitely go for freezing, as shown here. But then there's also protection. There is 5 defense protection here. Very worth grabbing. Now, for the end game, we have an HO shop here with Fabio. He is going to give us the best crests for our weapons. And it can be a mix of attack with status inflictment. It really comes up to you. I personally love going full on offense, so I go full attack. Coming into Dana, we have a shop here that is quite useful for mid-game Season 2. Some decent strength crests, but this also has the best defense crests in the game. You can't get these anywhere else. There's one in Season 3, but this is the earliest you can get the best protection crests. Now that we have all of our crests, let's limit break our weapons. Now, a tip with the limit breaking, it will take a long time if you just limit break without pressing start. But if you press start, you can actually skip the animation, speeding this up tremendously. Now, limit breaking is really all luck. You know, you could limit break it once and have something fantastic, but generally if I have something 70 plus, I usually keep it. Right here, I got knockout power. Amazing. So I'm just going to keep it. Knockout power is huge. So let's go and do our armor. Now, armor is a little bit different. It goes from 1 to 30. And ideally, sometimes I'm just looking for enhancement or healing power, which is tremendously helpful. I do notice with armors, they do tend to be in multiples of 3. So like 3, 6, you know, it'd be 21, but you'll never have anything in between. So you'll see I stay on 18 healing power. Fantastic. We'll keep it for now. And now with Crests. Crests are super simple. Once you have them, you can just slot them in. So I'm going to slot in the freezing Crests. And again, I highly recommend it for early game. Fantastic debuff. Season 1 and 2. Now, let's say you wanted to actually change up your Crests. Well, you can without destroying the weapon, but you have to destroy the Crests. So, you have to go back through, individually destroy each Crest, like I'm doing right here, and then you can replace it with something else, which I put in some attack Crests. Now, for the rest of the video, I'm just going to showcase and kind of show the difference, you know, between the two. But, a baseline weapon is night and day compared to a fully powered up one. It's almost 50% more. Well, not 50% more, but it is substantial. Maybe 30, 40%. And you can't really weigh status debuffs either. And the same thing with this this robe. I take it from, I think, like 15, 20 defense to almost, you know, double the defense on it. Yeah. So highly recommend it. This should be everything that you need to do. This also scales all the way into endgame. So if you guys have any other questions about any other systems, please tell me. I'll put out a video, but until then, later.